There's something about the way that Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber are relating to their past selves now that feels pretty relatable. And this might be nothing, but I kind of want to talk about it. With Miley, for example, it felt like for a pretty long time, she was trying to distance herself from her Hannah Montana era, which is understandable. She was growing up and trying to figure out who she was outside of that. And there might have even been some resentment there, trying to separate from that version of herself. But now, seeing her talk about her 20th year Hannah Montana anniversary, her Hanniversary, it feels different. It feels like she can look back at that version of herself with kindness, with acceptance, even admiration and gratitude. And it doesn't feel like rejection anymore. It feels like integration. And with Justin Bieber, I think it's pretty similar, just expressed differently. Because for a while, it also felt like he wanted to distance himself from the one-time baby era, which again, is understandable. He grew up in front of everyone. He made mistakes publicly, and he probably outgrew that version of himself that people were still holding on to. But now, even something as his Coachella set, which I know a lot of people had opinions about, valid, but it feels like he's finally reconnecting with that younger version of himself and even harmonizing with his old music and his baby voice instead of distancing from it. And it doesn't feel like he's trying to prove a point. It just feels softer. What I think is interesting is it's not just about them. I think a lot of us go through that same shift. Like with me, I've been looking at a lot of old videos and pictures from a time that I looked back and I felt embarrassed. I felt cringe. I even held some resentment. But now I look at that version of myself and all that I think is she was literally just doing her best. And I think that's the shift, right? You go from wanting to distance yourself from who you were to realizing that that version of yourself didn't need to be rejected. It probably needed more understanding than anything. So maybe this phase of life isn't about becoming someone new. It's about learning how to have compassion for who you've already been. And again, this might be nothing, but it feels like growing up is maybe less about reinventing yourself and more about making peace with yourself. Those are my 2 cents. Damn, that probably is so long.